Hi everyone, how are you all doing? We're connecting after a long time, and this is now the study abroad season, or I think the study abroad season is just going to start. So I'm here to clear all your doubts for you, whatever questions, whatever doubts you have. Please let me know because I think this is going to be a very important time for all of you because you will be either in the process of giving your exams like GRE, TOEFL, etc., or you might be working on your SOPs, LORs. So please let me know any questions, any doubts that you have. I'll be happy to clear it for you. Today, I am thinking that I'm going to talk about the entire timeline that you should be following for fall 24 admissions if you are planning for fall 24 admissions. At the same time, people who've gotten admits from Singapore, from US, a lot of people have already been reaching out to me. So if you have any questions regarding that, you can of course reach out and clear your doubts with me as well. Okay. So when it comes, hi Yash, how are you doing? If you have any questions, let me know. I won't start with the timeline and I'll probably clear your doubts. Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. Hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. All right. So let me start talking about the timeline first. I think if you're going for fall 2024 admissions, making sure you complete everything on time is very important. So I just want to check here how many of you are actually going for fall 2024 admissions? Anyone here going for fall 2024 admissions? I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Yes. So I think a few people here are going. So if you are going for fall 2024 admissions, please make sure that you complete your tests like your GRE, your TOEFL tests by July. Um, so please do that. And just one second. Yes. Yes. So, so I was saying that please make sure that you complete your GRE TOEFL exams by July. Don't push it beyond that. If you have seen one of my recent videos, I've spoken about how the TOEFL test has changed from 26th July. There's going to be a new pattern for the TOEFL test. So you can go through it and understand whether you want to stick to the old pattern or you want to go ahead with the new pattern. Either way, the scoring is going to remain the same, the cutoffs are going to remain the same, so that's your choice. I mean, what you feel comfortable with. When I was looking at the new pattern, I thought that the new pattern is slightly more easier to crack, so probably you can try and go ahead with the new pattern. And then from August onwards, I think it's important that you start working on your SOPs and you start working on your LORs. Yeah. So regarding SOPs and LORs, I mean, if you have any doubts, any questions regarding how to prepare your SOPs, what needs to be written there, so please let me know. I can of course clear your doubts. In fact, we also offer a course for people who wish to learn how to write an SOP in a 5 to 6 hour course. I teach you that in detail. And then if you want your SOP LORs reviewed from me, I can also help you with that. Okay. So Dawn is asking, I am 42 years old. Can I study in the US for STEM courses? Of course, Dawn. Age is not a barrier, especially when you're going for postgraduate programs. You could be 50 years old, 40 years old, and you can still decide to pursue your postgraduate studies. So definitely not a problem in doing that. Manoranjan is asking postdoc in India or abroad, which is good for computer science. So I think it depends what your research field is and what exactly you're interested in. If you feel that the kind of research you want to do, the professors here in India are doing that, of course you can go ahead and do your postdoc in India. But I know a lot of people want abroad exposure, international exposure, which is why they plan to do a postdoc abroad. Also, postdoc is such that it's almost like you're working, it's a job, so you also get paid for it, and it will not incur a lot of expenses at your end. So doing a postgrad abroad is also one feasible option for you in that case. For masters in sociology at NUS, is GRE essential? I don't know, my dear. That's a very specific program. So I would recommend that you go on to the NUS website and check whether GRE is a requirement there or not. Okay. So it's very easy to find out. Just go to the NUS website under the sociology page. You will see the admission requirements, and there you will find whether GRE is required or not. Okay. Ma'am, I just got to know about the 6-year bond agreement for 100% scholarship in NUS. What if I don't get job in those years? What will I do? So yes, some of the scholarships that Singapore universities offer, they come with a 6-year bond agreement. So it's not like you will not get a job. Of course, you need to work hard to get a job there. But if you work hard towards it, you will of course find a job. I think the only catch when it comes to 6-year bond agreement is whether you really want to spend your 6 years in Singapore or not. So think about it and then you can go ahead. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, all right. Sandesh, hi Sandesh. I want to go to the US in fall 2024, but not sure about what master should I go for. How should I move forward until what time should I decide? So Sandesh, if you want to go for fall 2024, I would suggest that you please quicken this process as soon as possible because generally deciding on the program, deciding on the university should be completed by April or May ideally. So the first thing that you can do is look at your interest, what is your background, and what your undergraduate field has been till now. So based on that, you can choose a master's program. If you have a very good profile, you can actually look at the university rankings also and decide which tier of universities you'd like to apply to. So that will again give you a good idea. And once you've shortlisted your program, shortlisted your universities, please look at the university requirements and then you apply and then you start working towards it accordingly. Okay. If you want more help, I've made a lot of videos on how to choose universities, what are some of the things you need to take note of, and then what is the entire timeline process that you should follow, what you need to do, what how your profile needs to look like to be able to secure an admission from your dream universities. All these videos I've made in the past, so you can go through it. Okay. I want to do MBA but want to work in India after MBA. Which country is best with very less fees with great value? I would say when it comes to MBA and you want to do it in less fees, I think India, and since you want to work in India, then I think it makes sense for you to stay in India and do an MBA here itself. In fact, if you are able to secure an admission in university like FMS Delhi, the fees there is just 2.5 lakh rupees for 2 years of study. So I think that's going to be the cheapest for you, considering you want to work in India. Okay. Abhishek, I am a software engineer and want to work in Singapore. If I pursue masters from Singapore, then what chances we can get opportunities in my field? And JCU is good to select for masters in data science. JCU, if I'm not wrong, is James Cook University, right, Abhishek? So it's good that you're a software engineer and you want to work in Singapore. You can definitely look for a master's program there. Personally, I always recommend the best universities you should go for in Singapore, which is NTU, NUS, SUTD. These are some of the best universities in Singapore. But if you want to go for other universities, you can, of course, consider it. Computer science jobs are plenty in the job market right now in Singapore, but of course, the first options would always be given to NTU, NUS students, which is the reason why I also keep saying that, it's best that you study in these universities. But if you work hard, if you have a good profile, then you will be able to find a job there. Okay. Is it easy to get job after graduation from NUS or NTU in Singapore? So I think I've answered this question. Like you need to work hard. See, it's anywhere abroad, anywhere, not just in Singapore, but anywhere abroad. It's not like India where once you graduate, the companies will come to campus and then they will hire you. It does not work like that. You really need to work towards your job opportunity. The university is not responsible. So you need to attend career fairs, you need to network with professors, you need to apply on different company portals, etc. You need to network with alumni and get references so that you can apply to the different companies there. So you need to do all these things, and if you do that and if you work hard towards your job, I'm sure you will definitely manage to land one. Harry is asking, can diploma guys take any management courses after diploma? I think you can. You need to check the admission requirements for that purpose. Ma'am, would you kindly tell me about your SOP writing course? Rakib, yes. So, Rakib, we offer a 6 hour SOP writing course, and in that course, we teach you everything. Like for people who have no idea how to go about their SOP writing, we share the step by step process, what you need to do to write your SOP. I also share a lot of examples with you of people who've gotten into some of the best universities, and these are not just examples taken off the internet. I actually have a lot of my friends and now students who have written those SOPs and gotten into some of the top universities in the world, and that is what I share with you. Then, after that, I also talk about how to write personal statements, scholarship essays, and even LORs. Basically, any kind of document that you need to write, any essay that you need to write for your admissions, we actually cover that for you, both for postgraduate as well as undergraduate programs, even, in fact, even MBA essays for that matter. So that's why it's a complete 6 hour program that teaches you all this. And then along with that, we also offer a review service. So say for example, you attend the course, you learn how to write the SOP. Then what we do is we offer you 2 rounds of review on your SOP, and we try to make sure that it is ready for submission. And all the reviews are done by me personally. It takes a bit of time. I take 48 hours for each round of review, but all of them are done by me personally. So you can sign up for that. Um, Ma'am, if we go in best universities there, fees are so high. I mean, yes, fees, of course, is going to be high, my dear. And I think it makes sense to pay the fees and study in good colleges than pay high fees and study in not so good colleges, you know. So, because the return on investment is much better in that case. Do community colleges in the US offer STEM designated courses? I think some of them do. You need to check that online as well. Yeah. Costa is asking, ma'am, does universities accept LORs from dummy school teachers? If you're going for a master's program, I don't think you should even submit LORs from school teachers. They should come from university professors or managers, colleagues from where you've done your internships, etc. Okay. How do I get paid internships in international organizations? Could you kindly suggest some helpful websites on online tools regarding this? So, Rakib, it can be challenging to get paid internships in international organizations because, of course, they would prefer people who are staying in that country, and they'd like to offer them internships first. But of course, you can reach out to seniors, you can reach out to your connections who are working in international universities and ask them if they could recommend you for an internship there. Okay. Hi Ashwini. So Ashwini is saying I'm a graduate from IIT Madras from Department of Materials Engineering. Hey, I'm from Material Science too, and want to do Masters in Material Science and Engineering coursework at NTU Singapore. That's fantastic, Ashwini. Can you tell me my chances of getting into NTU Singapore? So I generally don't do profile evaluations, but the fact that you're coming from IIT Madras, that anyways puts you in the top tier, and if you have good CGPA and if you're able to score well on your GRE, TOEFL, all these tests, and if you have a good research background in terms of projects, work experiences, then I don't see why you shouldn't be able to get a seat there. Okay. Abhishek is saying, thanks for the information. I applied for MS in data science in NUS for 2024. Can you give me an idea how long NUS takes for the next step? Because it has been more than a month I submitted my application. I think you might get your results later. I think not before September, October if you're going for spring intake. Okay. Rani is saying, can you please share some resume of actual students so I can see what types of resumes are selected? Sorry, Rani, I can't share the resumes here with you because I need to take permission from the students before I share them on YouTube channel publicly. Yes. Ananthan is saying, hello, mom, I want to study in PhD abroad. So, should I clear IELTS exam? So, Ananthan, for most of the programs nowadays, so IELTS is actually an English proficiency test, right? And for most of these English proficiency tests, the university has the guideline that only if your medium of instruction in India in your studies has not been in English, then it's compulsory that you write the TOEFL or the IELTS exam or the English proficiency test. So it's optional that way. But if you really want to strengthen your profile, I would say in that case, it makes sense to give the IELTS or TOEFL exam. Okay. Aman is asking, should I go for MS in US now in fall 2025, or should I wait for 22, 3 years till the recession period gets over? I would say, Aman, it's good to get some work experience. I would say just don't go for a master's degree immediately after graduation. After immediately graduation from your undergraduate program, it makes sense to get some form of work experience first before you go for a master's degree. But I wouldn't like really decide based on the recession period, because see, even if you join in 2025, you'll be graduating by the time you're like it's 2027, and what kind of opportunities lie for you 4 years later down the line, nobody really knows, right? And at the end of the day, what I've seen is recession or no recession, best people do manage to get good jobs. So what you should do is work on making yourself one of the best in the field, and then you wouldn't have to worry about these things. Okay, probably a last few questions. Ma'am, applying for 100% scholarship in US, Canada, and Australia. So, backup plan, should I take admission in my bachelor's degree at IGNO? I don't know what IGNO is. Will the university know that I've taken admission? Universities won't know that you've taken admission. Um, can you tell me how in total exactly will you help in the application? What are the maximum chances of me getting the admit with your help? So, we're not a consultancy service, and we do not assist you in the application process in terms of choosing the universities or applying to the universities for you. We don't do that. Personally, I don't believe in the institution of consultancies, because I feel that whether it's choosing the universities, choosing the programs, all these things need to be done by you, because at the end of the day, you know yourself best, you know what you're interested in, you can only decide what research field interests you, and then based on that only you can choose your university. Even the application process nowadays for the universities are very straightforward. It's just like filling an online form. So I don't really believe in the whole institution of consultancy, and I cannot guarantee you admission in any university, because a majority part of it depends on your profile. But what I can assist you is with all these documents, your SOPs, your LORs, because I feel they can be tedious, and they require some understanding, they require some help. So we've been doing this for the past 3 years. I have reviewed over 200 SOPs and LORs so far, and I have considerable experience now to understand what kind of SOPs work for the universities, what gets in, what doesn't get in, and I can assist you in that process. But if you say, if I take SOP help from you, will I get admission in these universities? I will never, never say anything like that. Okay. Oh, that's a great question. So, ma'am, how's your life now versus while you were working in ExxonMobil? It's been 3 years since I left my job in ExxonMobil, since I left Singapore and I came back to India to start Visa. I wouldn't lie. The initial few years working at WiseUp, setting up WiseUp, they have been extremely challenging, because setting up a new organization, and that too, which only teaches programs and courses related to soft skills, related to communication skills, writing skills, speaking skills, interview skills, etc. I have never come across an organization in India which solely does this. So setting this up, and then also making people believe that something like this is important and you really need to work on this, and it's not just about your technical skills at the end of the day. It's also about how you present yourself, that plays a role in you getting a job, in you getting an admission in a foreign university. It's been very challenging. But this year, I think we've been doing really well. YouTube has really helped us reach a lot of students, reach out to the right people who need our help. And I think I'm just enjoying this journey so much. I don't miss my time at Exxon anymore. Because right now I'm in control of so many things. I am able to take decisions for the organization. I'm able to take decisions where I want to be next few years down the line, and the biggest thing is that I'm able to make an impact in the lives of the people I deal with, something that I was always missing at Exxon. I used to feel that what am I doing here? I am working in a plant, and I am producing plastics day in day out, for crying out loud, and there is no significant impact that I'm able to make. But now that I interact with students, and when students come and tell me that, ma'am, you're one of the reasons why I got admission in this university, or you're the reason that I actually came to know about NTU Singapore, and today I'm going there to study, I feel I've really changed the course of someone's life just by creating videos, just by interacting with them. And I think that is such a satisfying feeling to have. So it's amazing. It's amazing. And I love what I'm doing right now. Thanks for asking that. Okay. So let me see if any new people are asking questions. I think I should answer that. Um, you're welcome. Okay. Uh, is studying in Italy for bachelor's worth it in 2023? So, Aditya, that depends on the program that you are going ahead for. I think different countries have different opportunities to offer. So, you really need to see which country offers you the best environment in terms of job opportunities, in terms of living expenses, etc. And then you should make that decision. In MBA, if I take dual, both finance and marketing, what type of job do I get? And also, is it helpful or not? I have taken it because according to the syllabus, how similar and I know technical things. So, I mean, it completely depends on you, Anuradha. What kind of jobs do you want? In India, of course, I would say you don't have much choice because companies come to campus, and generally you get into the generally you get into the company that comes first. But when you're going abroad and you're planning to study abroad, you have that choice whether you want to go for finance companies, marketing companies, etc. Ma'am, would I have to take a job here for studying abroad as an undergrad? Because many universities require 12 board marks and their deadlines are in March, but our results are only published after. No, dear, hurry. You don't have to take a drop here. Reason being that yes, the application close early March because the universities want to evaluate at least a part of your application. But when the board results are out, then what happens is the application portal opens for a few days and you are then given a chance to upload your board marks. So you don't have to drop a year, you don't have to waste a year for doing that. Okay. Rokib, the link is actually in the description of this video. I'm also going to put it in the chat here so you can apply, so you can enroll for the SOP writing course. Okay. Yeah, I've put the link. Hopefully, the URL is right and it should work. Um, Kalpa is asking, my bachelor's degree GPA scale is low, but I want to apply for master's research degree. Can students with low GPA apply for research master's degree? Yes, Kalpa, don't worry, you can. It might affect your chances to get into some of the best universities, but if you have a strong profile in terms that you have significant research experience, you have relevant work experience or knowledge, and you're able to show that in your SOP, and also if you're able to prove the reason why you have a low CGPA, then universities do consider that if the rest of your application is really strong and if you have good scores in GRE, TOEFL, etc. So I would recommend that you work on that a little bit more. Okay. SOP review is free, of course. No, 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 not at all. My time is not free. It takes a lot of hard work from my end to be able to review your SOPs, but I've tried to keep as nominal rates as possible. So you can check my website for the rates, and if you're interested, you can go ahead and get it reviewed from me. Okay. Hey Kalpa, it was nice interacting with you. All right. Any final questions? Let me see. You're welcome. All right. Ma'am, can you give some advice on how many achievements should be there in a CV for a bachelor's degree? Can you give some advice on how many achievements should be there in a CV for a bachelor's degree? So, generally, for if you're applying for undergraduate programs, it's very important to have good academic scores. Your class 10, class 12 scores, etc., need to be really good. So, please focus on that. Apart from that, if you have Olympiads, etc., and you've performed really well in those Olympiads, that adds towards it. Then, if you've held leadership positions in your school, like you're the head. As part of the student council, you're the student head, etc., or captain, vice captain, or part of the sports team, and you've led the team there. I think all these things add value. Then if you've participated in inter-school, intra-school, state level, national level competitions, that again really adds value. Then if you're going for other countries, not Asian countries, but if you're going for Europe, US, Canada, etc., then they also look at your extracurriculars, volunteering activities, all these kind of things. So that way you need to put across a holistic profile, a complete profile. Yeah. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. It was really nice interacting with all of you. If you have more questions, you can put it down in the chat and I'll try and answer it for you. All right. So thank you so much. And hopefully we can do another live very soon, probably in the next 2 weeks. And for any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye. Take care and wish you all the best for your application.